it's really hard to get in and out of neighborhoods.
I was just so grateful when I pulled out this morning and I looked outside and go, oh, finally I can drive at least a little bit better this morning, because neighborhoods have been hard.
People need to still watch out for those
bridges, overpasses,
and the ramps.
And the ramps and intersections too, honestly. That's where I had the biggest issue getting home yesterday. Was we had talked about it when Martin was driving yesterday, those intersections where the snow just keeps piling up. You really have to go over. It feels like a hump to get onto the street.
And it's just hard, you know.
Appreciate the heads up, Nick. Thank you. And want to give you the heads up as you head out the door this morning. All things considered, we're looking okay on the interstates, like Donna had mentioned at the top of the hour and top of the show. That's going to be those on and off ramps for the interstate that are still going to be a problem, especially on the Missouri side of the metro. The bulk of the issues we're dealing with this morning are not going to be accidents, which is good news, but stalled vehicles basically left over from the last couple of days. We've got one reported I-35 as you're making your way towards the merge. We have another reported on the Kansas side of the metro, I-35, just before Johnson Drive between 18th Street Expressway, and then another in the triangle, 435 by Bannister. So we'll take a look at some of these scout cameras for you. They've been all shifting around the last few minutes, but the good news is the main takeaway, Donna, no accidents at this moment. We have been seeing a lot of improvements when it comes to road conditions around the metro. On the interstates, we're starting to see more and more lanes being cleared off. The issue still remains some of those on and off ramps. I know, at least for my drive-in on 71 Highway, the on-ramp was looking a little bit better. We're taking a live look, though, Kansas side of the metro. This is I-35 northbound 18th Street Expressway, where we got a semi that is stuck there on the shoulder. Camera feeds will continue to go in and out as Scout is just dealing with all this winter weather. But the big thing I'm noticing, they're actually in the shoulder. They are not parked on snow. So big improvement compared to what we've been seeing the last few days. We'll keep track of your morning commute for you, let you know what other problem spots pop up. Hey, appreciate that heads up, Nick. Thank you. We've been monitoring some of our Scout cameras. They've been a little bit slow to load, but just want to show you how conditions are looking around the metro. Starting off in the Northland, road conditions really improved over the last few days because take a look. You can see every lane fully at this point. And even as these vehicles are driving by, I'm not noticing a sheen on the road. That's a good indicator for us when we are dealing with slick roads still. So great conditions there. Hey, look at all these plows coming through I-70 Stadium Drive. That's good news for drivers as they are making their way out on the Missouri side of the metro. We know MoDOT crews have been tirelessly at work for the last several days, and they're going to continue to work on those on and off ramps, which need a lot of help. And our city crews are going to keep working in our neighborhoods. And want to give you one quick check over K10, K7, where again, we are seeing improved conditions. However, keep in mind K10, farther out you get closer to Lawrence, we continue to see a little bit of snow buildup still on the lane. So just something to keep an eye out for, especially if you are heading out to Lawrence. For the first time in a few days, you can really see all of the lanes there on the road. Today is the final first alert weather impact day of this cold and snowy stretch. Coming up, Nick's going to prepare us for when the greater ice and snow melt will occur. Then get us ready for the next shot of Arctic air. The good news is, even though road conditions still aren't ideal, we have seen a lot of improvements over the last few days. Checking in on your first alert traffic map, no accidents this morning. We did have a report of a stalled vehicle on I-70 near the Turner Diagonal. When I was checking on our Scout camera, I believe that has just cleared. Not going to be a factor for you. I wanted to show you this view of the triangle because here is an area where we are going to be seeing some slick spots on the overpasses here. You notice this sheen sort of reflecting the light here in the middle. That's an area where I'd anticipate there being some slick spots, and that's because with overpasses and bridges, you've got that cold air on top and that cold air underneath. It just makes a vacuum to keep the temperature of the pavement so much colder. So that's why we always say bridges and overpasses are going to be the first places to get slick. Good news is cars have been able to travel just fine. You can finally see all of the lanes here. We'll keep you posted if any problems do pop up this morning. Unfortunately, we are dealing with a big problem right now on the interstates. This is a live look, 435 southbound Missouri side of the metro near 210 Highway, where we've got an accident. A vehicle has flipped on the interstate. 2 lanes now blocked. One of our KMBC producers actually called this in to us as she was on her way into work, watched all this unfold. Scouts zooming in a little bit so we can see some of the details here, but you can almost make out, I believe that car is going to be sideways here, turned around. The main thing to keep in mind, even though roads are clear, especially on the interstates, they're still going to be slick and there still could be snow piled up. So I don't want to see drivers going their normal speed this week while we still have plenty of ice and snow around. Right now, we've got this backup that is extending again, 435 southbound Missouri side of the metro. I believe this is going to cause some problems for drivers for at least the next 15, 20 minutes. This is going to be a camera we stay focused on throughout the morning, Donna. Okay, you know what? We're going to be braced. We're going to be ready for whatever comes our way, weather-wise, road-wise. We have been seeing some improvements. However, we did just run into a problem this morning. It's going to be the Missouri side of the metro. You're noticing on 435 that red flow. That's going to be an indicator of some slowdowns and problems. News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins joining us this morning to chat about what's going on 435 near 210 Highway. Johnny? Thanks, Johnny. So here's a closer look at that accident. A heads up that our video feed has been cutting in and out, but we've only got one lane of traffic getting by right now because of that overturned vehicle, that accident here. So two right lanes currently blocked. And this is just a reminder as you are traveling over those bridges, overpasses, and even on and off ramps, we are still anticipating a lot of slick spots there, even some snow buildup on those on and off ramps. So even though it might feel like you're back to normal because you can see all of the lanes clearly, I would still urge you to take it slow, build in some extra time because we're clearly still seeing some problems on the roads, Cody.
When we talked about problems out there, 435, a huge problem right now.
That's going to be a big issue for folks. That's going to be 435 near Worlds of Fun. So Johnny and I are going to break down the traffic impacts in just a bit, but let this just serve as a reminder that even though you can see lanes, we're still seeing issues on the roadways and there is still snow on the highways.
Yeah, on the highway.
Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Johnny, because this is what that scene is right now, that 435 at 210 Highway, that accident. I want to show you a picture that one of our producers, Sydney, was able to capture this morning. This was a part of her route to get to work. I want to give the caveat that she is safe this morning, but we want to show you what she's been dealing with. So as we show you this picture, this is what she came upon about 25 minutes ago, and everyone at this point had stopped. People are starting to get out of their vehicles to try to help this individual. But what I wanted to show with this picture, notice how much snow is still on the roadways this morning. Even though most lanes have been cleared on interstates on both sides of the state line, what you are able to notice is we still have a lot of that snowpack on the shoulders where it's very easy, like Johnny said, if you even just hit a little bit of that snow, if maybe you hit that slick spot, go over to the snow, it is very easy to get into an accident of some kind. So we don't have any details as far as how that driver is doing. We are assuming some very significant injuries there, but just wanted to show you we are still dealing with snow and problems on the roadways. And of course, as we get more information on this wreck, we'll be sure to let you know, Donna. All right, appreciate any warm up we can get at this point. We continue to monitor the situation 435 southbound at Missouri 210 Highway. Again, only one lane of traffic getting by right now because of this accident. We showed you that image not too long ago of that overturned truck. Again, just a horrible situation there, but we do have another accident that's just popped up we want to let you know about. This is on the Kansas side of the metro. This is going to be I-35 just north of Johnson Drive. This is going to be the southbound run again, where a little bit difficult to see, but you notice these flashing lights towards the shoulder. Kansas side of the interstate, it's looking excellent this morning where you're not even seeing snow on the shoulder. So that's really great improvement. On the Missouri side, we are still seeing a lot of that snow pack and buildup on those shoulders here. But as you get closer to the grassy area, the grassy shoulders, you might still see a bit of snow and slush. So just take it easy, take it slow. We do not need to be in a rush today. And get us ready for the next shot of Arctic air. But we got to talk about the road situation because we went from not too bad to not too great in probably a half-hour time span. So let's talk about what's going on the roads. Johnny's going to focus on what's going on the Missouri side. So let's talk what's going on the Kansas side of the metro. I'm noticing a bit of a slowdown out on K10 as you were traveling to the west towards Lawrence. That's out in DeSoto. Not sure if we have a scout camera out there to see what's going on, but we'll try to get that information for you. I mentioned this a few minutes ago. New accident on I-35 northbound Johnson Drive, close to Shawnee Mission Parkway. Had those flashing lights in the right shoulder there. I believe it might be a semi that is stuck, maybe a jackknife potentially. Hard to tell from the camera angle, but definitely seeing some slowdowns here. So Johnny Rollins monitoring the situation for us, as I mentioned, in Missouri, and this has just been a rough one. Problems are popping up on the roadways, and this is probably our biggest issue. 435 southbound near 210 Highway, an overturned truck. Just a lot of issues on the roads now that more people are getting on them. Johnny Rollins and I are breaking down your commute coming up on KCWE. It's Johnny. So what we're seeing elsewhere in the metro is going to be that accident reported 435 southbound before 210 Highway. We've now been dealing with this issue for about an hour, give or take. So this is the scene here. Excuse me, I took the wrong camera. We're going to 435 at 210 Highway, and what's happening there is we had a vehicle flip. Likely they drove towards the side of the road where there is still snow built up on the shoulders, and that caused them to flip. Just that skidding motion on the tire too much, especially if they were going at a high speed. So right now only one lane of traffic is getting by. They have extended the backup well past Parvin at this point. And take a look on the northbound run. Do you see this reflection here off all these headlights? That's a great indicator for us that 435 is going to be slick. It doesn't matter if they had hit that patch of snow or it was just slick on the roads. It's going to be a problem for drivers because it has been so cold. We haven't been able to truly melt all of the snow and ice we've been dealing with. So 435 southbound, if you are coming from north of the river close to Claycomo, I would estimate you're looking at easily a 20-25 minute drive time delay. We'll keep you posted as we get more information, Donna. Thanks, Johnny. We do have another new accident that has just popped up. This is going to be on 635. We're taking a live look here southbound at Parallel Parkway. That on-ramp from Parallel Parkway is where we've got that accident reported. All you can just see are those flashing lights and cars fortunately taking it slow around the curve. Just wanted to quickly point out, I mean, you can see there's still snow, especially near these on and off ramps. Looks like someone may have gotten stuck here. You see all these tire marks in the snow. Please just take it easy on the roads. We know a lot of folks heading back to work today. If you can build an extra time, great time to do so. Thanks, Johnny. And one of the other issues we're dealing with are on and off ramps. Those continue to be a problem on both sides of the state line. We're taking a live look 635 and check this out. I mean, you can just see on the border here of this on ramp from Parallel Parkway to 635 southbound. Looks like we actually just had a vehicle stop maybe a couple seconds ago here just off of that on ramp here. We've still got a lot of snow built up on the shoulders like Johnny mentioned, and just looks a little bit icy. That sheen looks like they were able to get themselves out, which is great news there, but just continue to take it slow, take it easy on those bridges, overpasses, on off ramp stuff. I mean, it's a welcome sight for sore eyes to see the sun, and we need anything we can get to help us with the road situation. I mean, the interstates themselves, the lanes look fine. The issue we've been dealing with is on and off ramps. Take a look here. This is going to be the northbound run at Gregory 435, the off ramp to Gregory, where we've got stalled vehicles stuck in the snow on both sides of the off ramp. So just take it slow. Make sure you have a clear path ahead of you. Johnny Rollins has also been monitoring conditions for us around the metro. And Johnny, what have you been noticing? And I want to get the caveat, our scout cameras have been having issues with all this winter storm and winter weather.